Alright, let's see if there's any improvement in my quality of my sound, because apparently I don't have any sound, and I'm not sure why. And this is quite weird, because the first time I have this issue in terms of no sound. So let me have a look and see. If anyone is watching the stream, let me know if you can hear me, because something strange is happening on my side in terms of comms, which I'm not sure why. Right, let's see if my sound is working eventually. So let's have a look to see if that's working. Alright, and it seems like my sound is working. It took me a whole full qualifying session to figure that out. I also pressed mute on the main menu. But anyway, welcome to round 3. And I've been commentating the whole time through Q2 and nothing happened. Well done to me. So, yeah, it is Q3, it is Doha, and we're in Qatar. And this is Premier Division, so a night race this evening for us. So welcome everyone. And please let me know in the comms if you can hear me, if everything is cool, because it's been a struggle nevertheless. So I had to stop the stream and restart it, so hopefully everyone can hear me being annoying. But so far, Bob's not annoying. 121.296, that is for Bob, so you get lapped there by him. This is for the battle for pole, and yeah, we've got 10 drivers left, and unfortunately I couldn't take you through Q2, or I did really. It just, I took myself through Q2, because nothing happened. So if you are watching the stream, let me know if you can hear me, because it sounds okay to me. So just let me know, please, if everything is okay from my side. So currently 121, we saw a couple of guys in the 121s earlier, and then a couple of guys in the 122, so I'm not sure what the cutoff was. I was predicting a 122 flat, I was sure how far off I was. But that is Emmy going to cross the line now, and Emmy is going to slot himself into a 121.313. That's good enough for third at the moment. So good lap there by Emmy. Let's just have a look. Arno is invalidated his lap, and yeah, you missed all my talking, but yeah, it is a very difficult track with track limits, and quite under threat at the moment. Qatar and Australia for track limits. FIA not too happy. For a change, it's not Codemaster who's got issues with track limits. It's real FIA as well. So at least Codemaster's consistent with one thing. But yeah, we've got 10 drivers. Josh currently on top. Outlaps for Zardi and for Shakes. Shane's still sitting in the pits, and he looked good in Q1, or the end of Q1. Nick Isham slots himself into 5th with a 121.656. And yeah, Arno's in the pits at the moment. Zardi and Shakes on an outlap. Shakes looks very rapid, so let's follow Shakes around as I take you around a lap here in Doha. And the DRS wide open. We expect it to do about 316 kilometers per hour on the main surface. Yeah, we'll be 17, hard braking into turn 1. Get on the throttle nice and early. Let the rear just glide through. And then 2 gears down. Yeah, right at inside curve. Full across straight. There's not really a corner anymore with these hybrid cars. And the curve guys are right. So this looks really good. Phase and flip. It's really good by Shake. And then this is one of the most weirdest corners off camber left-hander that we've got. And then 2 difficult corners. He stays in fourth, straight into the car. You don't want to run too wide because you're going to validate on the left. Not just the kings really. Pull the car quickly, and then the other weird corner. This time it's for the left-hand. This is up through there. Nice to know. Chuck limits so far for Shane. No purple sector 2. As I was saying, purple sector pops up for sector 2. A little bit of the power there, gets into 62, doing that in qualifying 2, into 6 again, and let's see where it's going to drop in. So yeah, you can either go and try to get into 50 as soon as possible, pull the cross straight. DRS is coming up, it's quick that you hit 6 here. His DRS is good, he's used early DRS already, and that's a 121.061. And it's the first time I see someone who's DRS completely before the end of the lap, so we're going to have a look at the other guys and see if they've got some of the issues. Zardi at the moment, he is just a quick lap time up. He's in sector 2 at the moment. And yeah, this looks good. Slightly on second in the car there with one catching too much curve. That's going to be that was so close to validating. And let's see. Yeah, the right's a bit too much of the inside curve, I would suspect. So 14, yeah, he's also going to be, yeah, ERS is deployed, it's all used. Wow, so this track is very ferocious on ERS, so that is good enough for Imi for 4th, 121.313. Still waiting for Arno Gous to put up a lap time, as well as Shane. So I can just imagine how difficult it's going to be to actually get any kind of ERS recovery if you go that quickly through your deployment. So yeah, it's going to be fun to watch. On a bit. Zardi, yeah, he's going to come into the pits very soon. As we see Ketua Levy in the Alpha Tauri going out. So while the guys are getting ready, let me tell you who's who and who's where at the moment. So in terms of Premier Division, the driver standings, if I can just get my head straight here, here we go. For the driver standings at the moment, it is Shakes on top, but it's the first time that we've seen Shakes having a good start to a season like this. A lot of bad luck in previous seasons, but he's on top on 50 points, with Bob and Imi at 49 and 44 respectively. And then Josh in 4th, followed by Royal Viking, and then our reigning world champion Nick Gishan is on 22 points, so he's about 28 points behind Shakes, so he needs to make up for it. Didn't have a good start to the season so far for him. From the constructor's point of view, we have got the Alpines in the lead at the moment, on 65 with Red Bull in 51, Ferrari in 51 as well, and then the Aston Martins on 44, Haas on 34, and then Mercedes all the way down in 6th position with 29 points. So lots of gains tonight for drivers, hopefully. And yeah, we're looking forward to Nick Gishan, our reigning world champion, to have a slightly better night. But at the moment, it's very close. Although I say close, it's 6 tenths between 1st and 6th Nick Gishan. I definitely believe there is a bit more in Nick's car than a 121.656. But yeah, a mega lap from Shakes. And are we going to get into the 120? So Emi is starting his lap, and I think he's the first guy that's going to start a lap. So let's see where Emi fares into sector 1. Not a lot of time to gain in sector 1. You must get it slightly wrong in order for you to gain on your second lap. But let's see. Let's have a look at your right hand side, or the right top hand side. 210's up on his Zardi. Has retired from the session. That's in the pit. So the Aston Martin saying enough's enough. Maybe wants to save some tyres for the race. Very hard on a tire wear is Doha. We saw last weekend that the guys had to do a mandatory 3-stop, and just got me thinking about FTR. Maybe it's worthwhile trying something new. We'll see in season 13. Purple sector for Emi in sector 2, 3.5 tenths up, and if he carries on like that, that will take him into the 120s. So hopefully no one gets in his way, and as I say that, the Ferrari gets nicely out of the way of Bob. Good driving there by Bob. So let's see where this is going to bring Emi. Is this going to be into the 120s? This is the first 120 that we proceed this evening. And 121.005. Oh, yeah, that is so close. Josh currently. Let's just have a look. Josh has started his lap. He's in sector 1. So a lot of guys to focus on at the moment, but it is Emi on provisional pole, followed by Shakes. Shakes has crossed the line. He's not going to improve, so his session is done. He can only go backwards from here, depending on what Josh, Bob, Zeratikul, and Nick Gishin can cook up. 1.5 tenths up by Josh, so that's also going to get very close to a 121 flat. Let's just have a look at Bob. He's in sector 2. We can flick between Josh and Bob here. I just want to really have a look and see what Bob's doing, or getting himself up to in sector 2. Oh, big moment, and that's not going to be it. I think that's it for Bob. I don't think this is going to be improvement. Expect him to probably be about 4 or 5 tenths down, maybe even more. Josh still up at 2, yeah, and he lost a whole chunk of time. So Josh is he is still up. So is this going to be a threat for Emi at the moment with the 121.005? Bob's not going to improve. Arno is not improving. He's done with his session. Josh is going to cross the line. That is going to be 120.8. My word. That's ridiculously fast. And Nick Gishin slots himself up there. I knew there was more time in Gishin's car. He slots himself up into 4th. And that's your qualifying done. I did not know who to focus on. Emi's not going to improve. You obviously is on a cooldown lap. But a mega lap there by Josh. Pressure lap, putting himself up into pole position, followed by Emi. It's good to see the Aston Martin up into 2nd. And last week, if you did watch the race, it was a very difficult race for Aston Martin in Imola. The car just was not pointy enough. I've got a funny suspicion, same as me on Tuesday night. I think it was tyre pressures that got the better of the Aston Martin drivers. But this time around, it looks like Emi's got it nicely hooked up. And hopefully he can carry that momentum and pace into the race. So that's a second for him. Shakes a 3rd, with Nick Gishin in 4th. Zardi 8th, and then all the way in the back, Shane. Not sure what happened to his form in Q1, but he's all the way in 10th. So I'm going to take a short break, and I'll join you on the formation lap as we head off to the start of round 3 here at FTR Premier Division. Right, if you are slightly late due to load shedding, a warm welcome to you. It's 5 to 9, and yeah, we should finish before 10, before the next phase of load shedding kicks in. But yeah, it was Josh who got pole position, and a couple of weird or a couple of interesting tyre choices here by the teams. The Red Bull guys is currently on hard. And then we've got the two Aston Martins, so they are on the same strategy on mediums. The Alpine of Shakes also on medium. Then we've got Negishan and Arno Gous both on the same strategy on hard. The Sol McLaren, he's also on hard. And then we've got hard at the back there, Nadine. So the two Haas boys splitting their strategy, hard and medium. So yeah. I'm not sure how far you can get on these tires, so we're going to have to have a look and see how far they can get. But it is a track that is known, as we saw last weekend, for tire wear. And tire temperature is going to play a big role here. Do you push in the beginning and take everything out of your tires and go for a two-stopper? Are we going to see two-stoppers tonight? Are we going to see some safety cars? We haven't seen a red flag at FTR since it was introduced in a new game, and yeah, we've had a couple of months already into the new game, so I'd like to say that's good driving by the FTR drivers, not picking out red flags. But are we going to see our first one this evening? As the drivers line up onto the grid, it is Josh on pole with Emir, Shakes and Nick on the second row, Bob on the third row. Currently Shakes is leading your championship by 1 point. So yeah, and your reigning world champion Negishan is in fourth. So I'm going to jump on board. If everything would just reset nicely, we can move on. So I'm going to go and get on board with Negishan as the lights go out, and it's away we go. It's a massive start from Negishan. My word, I'm not sure how he got that done. But that's him up in second already. And it's Imi that's leading. So this is going to be feisty from these two guys. Negishan on the hard. Not sure what happened to the medium runners. They did not get the start that they were looking for. But it is currently Imi in. Oh, and that's a big moment. That is Gatua Levy. And he spun out. I'm not sure if there's any damage. It doesn't look like there's damage, but I definitely saw pieces of carbon fiber flying. So not sure who's got the damage. But it's no yellow flags at the moment. It is as we were. And I can't see anyone running extremely wide, so it doesn't look like anyone got big damage. Let's just have a look there. Arno Gous. What happened to him? Ooh, and a reset to track for Arno. That's not going to sit well with the stewards. Lap 1. And yeah, that's going to be a big problem for Arno coming in the race, post-race penalties. And Gatua Levy is now up at the 12th row. Viking, is there an issue? Yeah, that's an in-plate. That's probably the carbon fiber that I saw earlier. So he's going to have to duck into the pits. Yeah, there he goes. And he's on medium, so didn't use too much of those mediums. Hoping for a safety car later during the race. And 3 wide here. Let's just have a look. Let's get on board with Sardi. Josh maybe on the outside. Josh on the outside. Sardi on the inside. We saw that 3 into turn 1 does not work with Lewis Hamilton, George Russell, and the rest. But this time around it does work slightly. So you see the hard is going to take a bit of time to warm up. Although Negishan has pulled a second gap out of Bob. So the car looks really good at the moment for Nick. And keeping up with Imi, 0.6 of a second. Only one DRS zone here in Doha. So you're going to have to make use of what you got. It is 0 to cool. He's at the back of Josh. I just want to make sure that there's no damage on Josh's Red Bull. Doesn't look like there's anything out of the extraordinary. But it is the McLaren who's looking quite dandy behind him. A nice overhead shot here, as you see the lights in the background from Doha. Negishan, 0.8 of a second, so DRS will be enabled on lap 3. So let's get on board with Negishan here. Sticking nice and close with Imi, but it's good to see the Aston Martins finding their feet this season. Yeah, I think track limits is going to play a huge role here tonight. And No DRS yet. As Imi sets the pass for the 125.070. Zero to cool. Yeah, some fighting going on here. Zero is going to make the pass on Josh. Yes, he goes through. So Zero to cool on the hard. Josh also on the hard. So Josh struggling at this stage of the race. Just want to make sure that he's not ghosting. No, he's not. So he is in control of his car. But really going backwards from the start. So not finding what he was looking for. Oh, and a slight touch there with Shakes it is. Shakes has managed to make the pass, and it is Nadim at the back who's waiting to pounce. This is our first race with Nadim. He's reserved tonight for Super D. Shakes making that move stick and keeping the car solid. Zadi, the other Aston, getting very close to Barb here. So Aston first and fourth at the moment. So it's looking good for Aston. And much better than what it looked for Lance Stroll. Pushing and shoving on and off track. So hopefully no one will get pushed around tonight. Keep your eye out on track limits on the top of your screen. We are going to see a whole host of track limit warnings. And maybe even some penalties coming guys wise. So let's keep an eye out on that. So Zadi is within DRS. He's the only driver in the top 5 who's within DRS. Is he going to try to get... It's so difficult to get close to these guys. It's not the longest straight on the F1 calendar. There's not a lot of place for overtaking around here. But yeah, he's on the mediums and Bob's on the hard. So just keep that in mind. The hard is the more durable tyre, but slightly slower. Less grippy. This is where it becomes very difficult, because where do you overtake? Is there opportunities as Bob runs very wide, and there's yellows, and that looks like an Alfa Romeo of World Viking. Yeah, had a massive spin. Hopefully that's not damage again, because he had to pit earlier. One lap of the hards. He was on the medium, so yeah, not a good start for him. Big D has gone through on, I'm not sure what's going on with Josh, but he's just going backwards. And not sure if it's under 4 damage or if there's any other cosmetic damage that we don't know of. Not looking good for Bob at the moment. Or for Josh, apologies. So it's not looking good for Josh at the moment. 10 on those halves. And yeah, Zero can pass, Shakes can pass, Nadine, Sacred, Big D. Josh really battling at the moment with that Red Bull. Nick has gone through past on Imi, and unfortunately we didn't see that pass for the lead, but yep, Imi's going to have a look back at Nick. He's going to take the inside line, so let's see. Yeah, Dio is assisted there on that pass. And while these two guys are scrapping out, remember Imi is on the mediums, Nick Ishan on the hards. So while these two guys are scrapping out, Zadi has got past Bob, but he's a second behind, with Bob being very close to Zadi. So it's a mixture of medium hards at the moment. So very difficult to say which tyre looks the best, but it just looks like the hards with Nick Ishan is working well. Bob keeping tabs on the guys in front. Shakes making spots up earlier, and then yep, just the biggest surprise so far is Josh all the way in 10th. On the hard tires. This is your battle for the top 5. It Shakes in front of Zero to Cool. Zero to Cool on the hard, Shakes on the mediums. And a 0.7 of a second, so Zero to Cool. No safety cars yet. We had an incident. Royal Viking had to jump into the pits. Shane has lost connection, and he says it's not load shedding, it might be a power failure. It's unfortunate for Shane. It's so annoying when you've practiced a bit of time during the week. Zadi sets the fastest lap and getting after the chase for his teammates. So is there going to be team orders here with Zadi and Imi? Currently it is Imi quite far ahead from Zadi in the championship, so maybe the Aston Martin boys will let Zadi through and let him have a go at Nick and see if he can back Nick up into Zadi. Or they might just play the team game and just sit with each other, save some ERS, stay in each other's DRS zones, and just stick with Nick. But this far, Nick Gishin looks very comfortable on those hards. He can go longer than the guys. We know that the undercut's very powerful around here. but same breath is that if you change tires, you guys are going to be much fresher at the end. Are we going to see any two stoppers tonight without damage? We know that Shane has pitted already. He's pitted twice. He went from mediums to hards, and then from hards to mediums. So sorry, one stop. So, but are we going to see a? He's going to definitely have a two-stopper, but are we going to have a two-stopper? Ooh, this Ini slightly runs wide. They've slightly dropped Bob in the background, 1.8 seconds. Could be that he's just in time management phase. Lap 6 of 29, still a long way to go. Probably expect the guys in on the hards around about lap 16. Nick Gishin, yeah, as Imi gets the DRS assistance and he gets past Nick Gishin. And he's, this is good fighting by these two guys. Let's get on board with Zari to get a better view of the battle in front. And the Astons really looks hungry around this sector 1. Zari just having a look on the inside, maybe just cooling his tyres. Just making sure that Nick knows he's around. And yeah, famous overtaking spot. Ooh, almost lose the car. Great control by Zari. He's going to jeopardize his exit. Nick's going to just stick it on the inside. And that is a safety car, and I'm trying to see who that is. So that looks like Arno. Yeah, Arno had a moment. And all the way in 13. And can't see anyone else. There is a safety car. That could be because of Arno. So yeah, there we go. Arno, no front wing. So the stewards are clearing the debris. So lap 7, this is way too early for anyone to really pit, because you just, unless you've got a brand new set of mediums and hoping for a safety car later on. This plays nicely into the medium runner's hands, just to extend that, but that also brings in the hard runners. They might be able to extend their hard run with 3 laps and get on to the softs at the end. Softs versus used mediums. Well, there's no contest really there, is there? So the safety car is going to be out for a couple of laps. I'm going to take a short break, and I'll be back soon. Right, so a couple of laps under the safety car, but it is lap 10 of 29, so this is going to play nicely into the hard runners. They might go hard soft. Medium runners is in a bit of a predicament here because they might try to stretch it, but they're going to lose a lot of time towards the hard guys with tyre wear. And let's see what the guys, when is Imi going to pull the trigger? He's going to play this safe, he's just going to hang around and probably going to pull it. He is currently the safety car, so he can literally slow down towards the line. When is he going to drop it? He's going to have to drop it very soon. And he goes, there we go. And it's Nick who wasn't caught napping at all, but Zardi was caught napping slightly. It brings Shakes closer to him. And it's Nadim who's going to go on the inside of Big D. And I'm not sure what happened to Shakes. He ran wide. But he lost a mega whole host of places, unfortunately. And he's lost another place towards Bob. So Sacred also down. No damage yet from anyone from what I can see, so all looks good. But it is Imi who is currently leading, as they were with Nikishan and Zardi in second and third respectively. Nadim up into fourth. And yeah, he is on the same strategy as Nikishan, as well as Bob and Gatua Levy. Well, Gatua Levy pitted already, so he's on a relatively set of new hards. And the trick is now, how long is the hard guys going to go? Or how far they're going to go? And how much time or how many laps will there be between the hards and the mediums? Big T also looking super racy in the Williams behind Nadim. He is on the faster time, so let's see if he can get past. It's important for his race to get past Nadim very quickly, so he can catch up with Zardi hopefully in front and not lose too much time. DRS will be probably available on the next lap because that was a safety car restart. Let's just have a look at the front here. A little bit of bleeding from everyone trying to break the slipstream. Shakes carries enormous amount of speed. Goes around the outside. Ooh, and Josh also comes through. So Big D Mac losing a position, trying to keep it nice and clean, and does so. Ooh. That is Shakes through on Big D and Nick Gishan. Is he kept overtaken? Mustn't run too wide because that will be track limit. He's going to hold the inside line. Going to keep it nice and tidy. Zardi keeping it nice and tidy as well. Who's going to back out in this corner? And this is close racing between these two drivers. My word, no touching at all. And that's how it should be really. So Nick holding on to second. And this is mega from Nick. Remember, he is on the mediums, on the hards, and everyone else around him on the mediums. The next hard runner close to him is fifth, which is Nadim. So Nick doing a stellar job keeping the guys behind him. The gap now between him and Imi 2 seconds. So probably battling a little bit to fire up his tires. And Zardi all over the back of Nick, and that brings Josh into play as well. Bob currently in 9th. Yeah, there we go. And that will be an overtake from Zardi. So it's Aston. Is he going to make it stick? Yeah, good move there by Zardi. Gets himself on the inside of Nikishan. And that's Aston's 1 and 2. I can't remember the last time we had an Aston 1-2 in Premier Division at any stage of any race. So this is good by the two Aston drivers. And Josh all over the back of Nikishan here. So Josh looking much racier now that he's fitted for those brand new mediums. His tyres are significantly younger than the guys in front of him. He shines wide to get a throttle. He doesn't, which brings him a 3-second time penalty. And yeah, currently himself and Will biting on the penalty sheet so far. 13 out of 29 laps gone. And one safety car brought out by Honor Post, and I think he retired in the pits. This is important for Josh trying to get past in the position here. So you can just see the difference in tires. Josh was way back at the back. They put it on the new mediums and making some big inroads. So he He is literally on the same strategy as everyone. In fact, he's looking much prettier than the guys in front of him because he might have a pair of softs waiting for him. Leave those mediums run out. Inside is going to go with Nutrition. And he goes on the inside. So, yeah, that's a pass on Nick. And Zadi is going to be under pressure soon. So Zadi's tires 13 laps. So it's what, 7 laps older than what Josh's tires is. So he needs to play the Tiger mode here and try to keep the Red Bull behind him to give his teammate breathing space. 2.5 seconds. The longer he can keep the Red Bull behind him, the better for his teammate. Imi Alonso also well up in the championship. So this will be vital for the team. So you'd probably expect Josh to pit again. There is what, 13 laps left. He's not going to get it in, but he might go to a pair of new softs if he's got any. So you expect him to pit again. Nick, in addition, you expect to pit. But when does the medium tire start to drop off? Josh is going to be under pressure from Nick. Nick very rapid around the section. 0 to cool, fastest lap, 124.665. And that's a big lap from there by 0 all the way into it. So he's made his pit stop. Not sure if there was wide there by Josh. That brings Nick through. And that's Nick up into third position. Josh running also slightly wide. You can get wide. And Shake's now having a look at Josh. Josh made that mistake in running slightly wide, but it's probably not going to be. There's a whole host of cars behind here. And Shake's looking nice and racy, the same as Nadine. And Shakes does make the move stick. Is he going to make it? And Josh goes on the inside. But a good racing there by Shakes, and he gets himself up into fourth. Shakes and fifth. This is good racing, my word. Nadim also looking very good in sixth position on those hard tires. And that's Nadim up into fifth, so he's passed a Royal Viking. And that puts him up into fifth position. Josh still in seventh. He's also got a penalty coming his way. Ketua Levy also getting onto the penalty time score. So, yeah, Josh really back into tonight. Not sure what the issue is with Josh, but definitely not in a comfort zone at all. This is the first time this season that we've really seen Josh struggling. Now, I'm not sure if it's track related, practice time related, setup related, or maybe even damage, but yeah, it's very reminiscent of what the Aston Martins went through last week. No front end. Josh pits, or Bob pits, so let's have a look and see. New nose cone there for Josh. I'm not sure what happened to Bob. Yeah, so he's in 10th. Josh is now in 11th. Shakes in 4th at the moment with probably a mistake there from the driver in front. So I'm trying to keep up here. Also just watching everything on the stream is fine. So looks good. Sacred making a pass. Ooh, and that's an Alfa Romeo. That is Royal Viking. Oh, and that's also reset for him. So bit of trouble coming for Royal Viking at the end of the race for resetting the track. This is just internet because it's jumping around. So we'll have a look and see what the stewards think about that. Yeah, no, he's definitely jumping. I don't think that was a reset the track. I just think that's internet, unfortunately for him. So it's the two Astons still leading the way. Imi from Zadi, from the Mercedes of Nikishin. Shakes in 4th, all over the back of Nikishin. So it's all about when these mediums are going to drop off. So far, the medium's looking really good towards the heart. And DRS here for Shakes. Nick's going to make him go around the outside. And Nick's just going to take the inside line. This brings the inside line now for Shakes. Hug it on. This was good racing by both his drivers. Emi Alonso getting a 3-second time penalty, and we saw that last weekend as well in real F1. A lot of track invalidations for the guys, so that was 3 warnings for Emi. Fourth one, or sorry, 2 warnings. Third one got a penalty for him. Zadi without penalties at the moment, the same as Shakes. There is 12 laps left of this race. When is the hard runners going to go pit? When is the medium runners going to go pit? And it looks like everyone is jumping into the pits. So Nick Gishin into the pits, Zadi into the pits, Emi into the pits, Zadi stays out. So let's see what Emi puts on. He's going to be the first guy into the pits. Is he going to go for a pair of softs, or is that, yeah, softs it is. So Emi puts on softs. That's a bold move by him. Shakes gets on the hards. Nick Gishin getting on the mediums. So 11 lap on the mediums for Nick Gishin. Nadim still needs to pit, so does Zadi. So good play there by the Aston guys. Expect Zadi to pit this lap, because if he doesn't, he's definitely going to get undercut within the next 2 laps by his teammate Emi. Nadim still needs to pit, Ketualebi needs to pit, Sacred needs to pit, Royal Viking, he's probably going to have to pop into the pits as well. Emi is on brand new softs. Well, if I say brand new, that's a pair of softs for him. Shakes on hards. And Nick Gishin on mediums, Josh on 2-lap old mediums. So let's have a look at the front runners and see when are they going to pit. Yeah, and there we go, Zadi into the pits. Is this going to be a set of softs for him? Nadim stays out, Ketualebi also into, let's just have a look and see what Zadi puts on. Ketualebi stays out, Sacred stays out, Zadi brand new, or it looks like a pair of softs. Not sure if that is new, but softs for Zadi. Emi coming down the pit lane. Is this going to be the undercut? That Emi, yeah, so Emi stays in front of Zadi, so no undercut or overcut there from any of the drivers. It is like they were. Emi in front of Zadi. Shakes on those hards, 3 seconds ahead of Nick. Now, I'm not sure if there was a mistake from Nick's side, but you would have expected Nick to be slightly closer on the fresher tyres or on the more grippier tyre. Sacred still out on track, 11 lap old mediums. He's probably going to pit for a new pair of softs, so is Royal Viking. Nadim hasn't pitted yet. Josh all the way in 9th at the moment, really struggling tonight. 3-lap old mediums for him. Zero to Cool is on 7-lap old. It's been an eventful race for the McLaren driver. Had a couple of moments. But yeah, once again, safety car can change anything. There is 10 laps left in this round 3. And Sacred gets also on the penalty score sheet for a 3-second time penalty. So Nadim is into the pits, and he's obviously going to go for softs as well. Ketualebi stays out, 18 lap on those hards. He's probably hoping for a safety car. Sacred is also into the pits. Ketualebi stays out. Royal Viking stays out, 10 laps on those mediums. Double stacking by the Haas, that didn't work so well. So Sacred getting the worst of it. But both Haas drivers onto the soft tyres. And Shakes now gets promoted into 5th. And fastest lap, Nick Gishin, 1:23.941. So he's showing some good pace, but still 2 seconds behind Shakes. So Nick Gishin has to. So if everyone pits, Nick Gishin will be in 4th, Shakes in 3rd, and Emi and Zadi in 1st and 2nd. As Emi goes past Royal Viking. Yeah, fresher tyres, better tyre. Not sure, Royal Viking is better fresher tyre. He's obviously lost connection or load shedding. Oh, what a moment for him. Zadi goes through. Yeah, that is extremely painful. We keep an eye out and see when Ketualebi is going to pit. Royal Viking we know now is ghosting, so that's his race done and dusted, unfortunately, unless he can join and there's a safety car late during. So what is Ketualebi? He's on 12 lap. He can probably get to the end. He can probably do another 10 laps, 22 laps on the hards. might be able to stick it out. 11 seconds between him and Imi. So he's hoping that Imi will run out of tires. So we'll keep an eye out on that gap, 11.2 seconds. He might be hoping that Imi runs out of tires before the end of lap 27. So he could be safe. Zardi fastest lap of 1:23.913. And there's a move at the back there. There's Big T. Yeah, that's just the overtake on World Biking. That's ghosting. He's gone into the pit, so that's probably a game pit stop for him. And Shane also lost connection. Josh getting a 3-second time penalty, so he's also on the board. Right, this is going to be interesting. Imi Alonso is the clearly champion hunt here. Zardi's going to come fast on the inside. And are they going to play the team game here? Is Imi going to try to follow Zardi? Zardi looking like he's got more pace at this stage of the race than Imi. So it's a safety car. I'm trying to see who that might have been. Could that be? No, it's not Shakes. It doesn't look like. Yeah, and that is Nick. Oh my word, lost the front wing. So I'm not sure what happened to Nick there. So a safety car, so he can jump into the pits. Brand new softs on. It's going to be a cold start for everyone. So yeah, this might just he might have brought out the safety car, but this might just work nicely into his favor. Yes, he's got a couple of time-second penalties to him, but unfortunately, if you could tour Levy, that's just, yeah, he's going to have to pit. Yeah, he's into the pits. I just want to see, he's going to get overtaken by Zardi. Imi into the pits. I'm not sure if Imi's got damage. Maybe he's got the front wing damage. Let's have a look and see if there's a new front wing, or these softs were just gone. Softs used in qualifying, probably nothing in them. Zardi stays out. Couture Levy is into the pits. He puts on a brand new set of mediums. Don't have any softs left. Shakes moves up into second. Imi's put on another pair of softs, so this should take him to the end. Just want to see what Nick does. Does he have a new pair of softs available for him? Well, he goes onto the softs as well. Right, lap 25 of 29, safety car in this lap. Not sure what happened, brought out the safety car, but Shane is in ghost mode, so is Zero, so is Royal Viking, and so is Bob, so I'm not sure if the guys lost connection. The safety car is Inzari on 6 lap old softs versus Shakes on 7 lap old hards. Nadim 5 lap old softs, too levy looking very pretty with 2 lap old mediums, but yeah, there's penalties towards them. Big D, he's 7 lap old softs, and then brand new softs all the way from Imi, Josh, Nick. So we'll see what they can do. Let's see when Zari pulls the trigger. And it's to a levy who caught everyone napping, and he's gone through. Shakes on the hards. Ooh, and I'm not sure who that was. That looks like Nadim, so he's lost the car. And a 3-second time penalty for Shakes as well, so he's on the board as well. And yeah, Nick Gishin in 7th, just ahead of him is Josh. So close racing by these guys. Zero too cool. Is he back in the car? Yes, he is. And he's up into 8th, so Sacred running slightly wide there. That brings Imi past. Is it going to bring Josh past? Is Nick going to come past as well? Josh looking really feisty at this stage of the race. So is Imi. They're up against 8-lap-old hards, 8-lap-old softs, 3-lap-old mediums. But it is Couture Levy who's pulled the trigger. 1.7 seconds ahead with only 3 laps to go. Superior grip from the soft here, my word. Which side is Imi going to go? He's going to go on the inside, he's going to stick it in there. And he's going to get superior grip into turn 1. Here we go, Imi up into second. Big T still in third, just lost the place to Imi. He's got Shake still behind him on that 9-lap-old hard, which will be slightly better shape, you tend to think, than the softs. Josh also having, big moment there, as there was a contact between the Alpine and the Williams. Drops Big T into 8th, promotes Josh into 4th, Nick Eshen into 5th, so Nick also keeping tabs with the guys. 0 to cool from nowhere up into 6th position. That's great stuff by him. Josh getting very close here to Shakes, and he's going to put it in on the inside, and there was a slight touch there, but Shakes loses it, too much, just too much, and that's it for him. And I'm not sure if we're going to see another safety car. Doesn't look like it's just going to be in yellows. That promotes now Nick into 4th and 0 into 5th from absolutely nowhere. Couture Levy, yeah. He's still 2 seconds ahead of Imi. DRS is enabled now. Let's just have a look at your penalties quickly. So there we go, 3 seconds for Couture Levy, 8 seconds for Imi, 6 for Josh, 6 for Nick, 0 to cool 5, Sacred on 3. Yeah, I'm not going to try to do this in my head, the math. This is going to be interesting, so I'm not going to call it before the race ends because some people might be on more warnings. But I'm just not going to call it. At this stage it looks quite good for Couture Levy to take the win. And he's on those mediums, so a good call there by him. Obviously didn't have new softs, had a new medium available, took it, and yeah, making the most out of it. Josh now getting very close to Imi, and Nick holding his own in 4th, 0 to cool within a second of Nick. Sacred a little bit further down, then Big D-Mac, then a huge gap to Bob. On board with 0 to cool, running slightly wide, and that is a 3-second time penalty for him again, so that's added to his telly. Couture Levy must have had a mistake somewhere because Imi Alonso is literally on his gearbox. The penalties will play a role. This is the last lap. So I'm not going to call this. But I'm going to stick with the top 4 runners because I think that's where the action is. They all know what penalties they have. They all probably know what penalties their rivals has got. So do you want to fight this to the end, knowing that a penalty is coming anyway? It's not going to make a difference on your time. Zadi has got no penalties. And that's it. Zadi takes the win. Let's see what's going on here. This is weird. Yeah, that was extremely weird, so glitch definitely from my side. But after penalties, it does look like it's Couture's Levy win. His first win in Premier Division. Josh all the way to second, so great recovery drive by him. Emi gets third. Nick Gishin, solid fourth for him. After that spin, Zardi takes fifth. After the Astons were 1 and 2 at a stage. Not sure what happened to me there, but yeah, 0 into 6. Sacred in 7th. Big T, we're just waiting for Nadim to cross the line. Bob is in Ghost Roll's not going to get points. Shane's not going to get points. So the last point scoring position would be Nadim in 9th. And he's going to cross. Yeah, so apologies for that. I'm not sure what happened there, but let's just wait for your final standings. We'll just tie up with a couple of drivers, but it seems like Couture Levy has won tonight in the Alpha Tauri's first win for Premier Division, on track at least. Josh in second, good drive, recovery drive by him. Emi in third. Difficult results for him after he led most of the race, followed by his teammate. Nikishin in fourth, good recovery from him after the spin. 0 to Cool. That's probably my drive of the day. He was at the back all the way, lost connection up into fifth. Sacred in sixth. Big T Mac in seventh. Nadim, first races reserve in eighth. And then Zari, the game said DNF, but he classified as ninth. Bob did not finish the race, so he won't get points. The same as Royal Viking. Shane. Shakes, we were on board with his spin. Lost the car on the hearts. No, Gijs. In 14th. DNF. So, yeah, there we go. Well, that's it from me. Catch Division 2 tomorrow. I think Zero to Cool is in the comms box for Division 2 here in Doha. And yeah, but that's it from me, Abby. Getting ready for load shedding. So, yeah, if you have load shedding, stay safe. Have a great evening, and we'll catch you next week. Ciao, ciao.